An astonishingly volatile tweet from Trump about proposed U.S. intervention in Syria said, "Get ready Russia, because they missiles will be coming, nice and new and smart." The tweet further incensed Russia, who had already warned U.S. missiles would be shot down and launch sites, believed to be the two American warships on patrol in the Mediterranean, would be blown up. A morning of increasingly hostile announcements on both sides created an atmosphere of deadly Cold War standoff not seen since the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. Even a Trump tweet conceded, "Our relationship with Russia is worse now than it has ever been, and that includes the Cold War." Russia had issued a warning last night saying that any U.S. missiles fired at Syria over the assault on a rebel enclave would be shot down and the launch sites targeted. And the Syrian government weighed in, saying the reports of an alleged chemical attack on civilians in the Syrian town of Douma are false. President Trump's full tweet earlier today said, "Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready Russia, because they will be coming, nice and new and smart," adding, "Our relationship with Russia is worse now than it has ever been, and that includes the Cold War. There is no reason for this. Russia needs us to help with their economy, something that would be very easy to do, and we need all nations to work together. Stop the arms race." Reuters. Russia versus USA, war of words between Trump and Putin. Donald Trump briefed on Russia and Syria. Maria Zakharova, spokeswoman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, responded to the U.S. leader, writing on Facebook, "Smart missiles should fly towards terrorists, and not towards the lawful government which has been fighting international terrorism on its territory for several years." She said a possible U.S. missile strike could be an attempt to destroy evidence of the alleged chemical attack in Douma. In response to Mr. Trump's call to end an arms race, Ms. Zakharova said, "Great idea, let's start with U.S. chemical weapons." Mr. Trump then tweeted, "Much of the bad blood with Russia is caused by the all-Democrat loyalists, or people that worked for Obama. Mueller is most conflicted of all, except Rosenstein, who signed visa." After Alexander Zasupkin, Russia's ambassador to Lebanon, told Hezbollah's Al-Mana TV, "If there is a strike by the Americans, then the missiles will be downed, and even the sources from which the missiles were fired." President Trump has not taken any heed of Moscow and appears to be close to taking action in Syria after Saturday's deadly chemical attack. He vowed Animal Assad would pay a heavy price. Reuters. USS Donald Cook is currently in Syria waters. "You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it," Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said earlier today. "As before, we would like to hope that all sides will avoid any steps that are not provoked by anything, and b could significantly destabilize an already fragile situation in the region." Russia and Iran are the main backers of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad, whose ruthless seven-year war against his own people is supported by Russian warplanes. Russia and the U.S. blocked attempts by each other in the UN Security Council on Tuesday to set up international investigations into chemical weapons attacks in Syria. And now, the US and its allies, including the UK, are considering whether to hit Syria over a suspected poison gas attack that medical relief organizations say killed dozens of people in the rebel-held town of Douma near Damascus on Saturday. Speaking today, Britain's UN ambassador Karen Pierce addressed the UN Security Council, after Russia vetoed independent investigation into reports of chemical weapon use in Douma, Syria. She said, "The Security Council has been unable to act, solely because Russia has abused the power of veto." Express. Russia versus USA, number of troops in Syria. Donald Trump speaks to his cabinet before deciding response to Syria chemical attack. Twitter. Donald Trump tweeted on his plan for Russia. Both Russia and Iran, Assad's other main ally, have warned his enemies against military action in recent days, underlining their commitment to the Syrian government they have armed and supported through years of conflict. Ali Akbar Velayati, the top advisor to Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said during a visit to Damascus on Tuesday that an Israeli attack on an airbase in Syria earlier this week would not remain without response. The Russian military said on March 13 that it would respond to any U.S. strike on Syria by targeting any missiles and launchers involved. Russia is Assad's most powerful ally, and its devastating air power has helped him wrest back large areas of territory from rebels since 2015. Zasakin also said a clash between Russia and the United States over Syria should be ruled out, and therefore we are ready to hold negotiations. Earlier in the week, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Bogdanov said there was no threat of the situation in Syria spiraling into US-Russian hostilities. TASS news agency quoted him as saying he believed common sense would prev Russian Baltic Fleet's air defense units involving S-400 Triumph air defense missile systems. Twitter: Donald Trump almost declared war on Russia over Syria. Earlier today, several reports claimed U.S. coalition aircraft were spotted flying over Iraq and Jordan, heading towards Syria, and a KC-767 refueling aircraft has entered Jordan from Saudi Arabia, according to local sources. A number of social media users have reposted Donald Trump's tweet from 2013, where he wrote that the U.S. shouldn't attack Syria. Posting in September 2013, he wrote, "Don't attack Syria, an attack that will bring nothing but trouble for the U.S. Focus on making our country strong and great again."